In the boundless heavens where fate is written in blood and defiance, the legend of one man continues to ripple through the cultivation world. This is Recap Renegade Immortal Chapter 431, Chapter 432. Wang Lin walks a path paved with killing intent and cold resolve, yet even he cannot escape the tightening threads of destiny. Powerful forces stir in the shadows, old grudges awaken, and unseen eyes begin to converge upon him. The calm before the storm has long passed. What remains is the echo of approaching calamity. In these chapters, the balance between life and death grows ever more fragile. Each step forward carries a heavier price, and each decision may tip the scales of fate. As enemies close in and secrets begin to surface, the question lingers. Will Wang Lin continue to defy the heavens? Or will the heavens finally answer? Let us step once more into the world of immortals and witness what unfolds next. What kind of power can turn a human heart into something colder than steel, yet hide it beneath 1,000 shifting emotions? And what happens when someone like Wang Lin decides he has seen enough? The answer begins with a single piece of jade. Zhou Wutai's voice still lingered in the air as he spoke calmly, leaving behind more than just words. The jade slip he offered carried the secrets of Lu Mei's domain, yet also a choice: to look or to turn away. He did not stay to see the outcome. Taking the half-filled bottle of wine with him, Zhou Wutai departed quietly, leaving the jade behind like a silent test. For a brief moment, Wang Lin remained still. Then his divine sense spread. It touched the jade, and as time passed, the calm in his expression slowly faded, replaced by a growing darkness. The truth within that jade was not simple. Lu Mei's Tao unfolded before him like a shifting illusion. The 1,000-change ruthless domain, a path that wore countless emotions as masks: joy, sorrow, tenderness, fury. Yet beneath all of them, there existed only one truth, a heart without mercy, cold, absolute, unyielding. Wang Lin had sensed it once before, long ago, but now it was undeniable. His eyes turned sharp. If she continues to provoke me? His voice was low, quiet, yet filled with certainty. I will not remain passive. In that instant, his fingers tightened, the jade shattered. Dust scattered into the air like fragments of fate itself. Without another word, Wang Lin rose. His steps were steady as he walked toward the ancient transfer array. With a single activation, light flared beneath his feet, and he vanished. The destination: the country of Chu. The land closest to the Forsaken Immortal Clan, a land no longer untouched. From the moment they emerged, everything had changed. The Cloud Sky Sect, once a proud force, had fallen instantly, swallowed by the rising tide. Cultivators bore strange tattoos upon their bodies, marks of submission, their eyes dim and lifeless. Only the mortals remained mostly spared. Only the villages too close to conflict suffered accidental devastation. The Forsaken Immortal Clan did not slaughter the weak. They took something else instead. Children, those with potential, those who could walk the path of cultivation. Everything else was left behind like discarded dust. On this day, a transfer array on the western edge of Chu flickered to life. Wang Lin stepped out. The sky above him was wrong. Even though it was day, light could not reach the ground. Black clouds swallowed everything, turning the heavens into a suffocating darkness that resembled night itself. But that was not the most shocking sight. Far in the distance, a massive plant pierced the sky. It grew from the immortal graveyard, towering beyond sight, its presence so overwhelming that anyone who gazed upon it would feel themselves shrink into insignificance. Even Wang Lin felt its pressure. Across the sky, figures moved. Members of the Forsaken Immortal Clan flew freely, while behind them followed cultivators, marked, controlled, empty-eyed. Below, strange plants spread across the land. They twisted and shifted unnaturally, growing at an alarming rate, as if the land itself had become something alive and hostile. Chu was no longer the Chu Wang Lin remembered. The moment the transfer array activated, the sky responded. Black clouds surged, gathering rapidly. Within them, 7 or 8 shamans appeared. The instant their eyes fell upon Wang Lin, their tattoos ignited. Power surged, attack began. But Wang Lin did not even look at them. His body blurred, he vanished. By the time he reappeared, he stood in a place filled with silence, a village. The birthplace of Zhou Ru, but nothing remained. No voices, no life, only emptiness. And one of those strange, creeping plants growing amidst the ruins. Wang Lin stood there for a moment. Then he sighed and left. He did not go to the Cloud Sky sect, not because he could not, but because he would not. He was not a saint. To remove the tattoos from those cultivators would not save them. It would only draw the wrath of the Forsaken Immortal clan. And that wrath was not something to provoke lightly. As he flew across Chu, Wang Lin observed carefully. Most of the clan members were at the 4-leaf stage. Very few had reached the 5-leaf stage. His original intention had been simple. Leave this place, go to the foreign battleground, gather wandering souls. But suddenly, his heart trembled. A realization struck him. Most of their forces are gathered at Suzaku. His gaze sharpened. Then this place must be relatively empty. Memories surfaced. The last time he had entered the Immortal Graveyard, he had only reached the 3rd layer. But the Forsaken Immortal clan, they had existed for tens of thousands of years. How much had they accumulated? How much power lay hidden? A faint light flickered in his eyes. I will soon leave this planet, his voice carried quiet resolve. Before I do, I must prepare. And so he turned toward the Immortal Graveyard. His speed increased. In the blink of an eye, he arrived, hovering above the entrance. The massive plant loomed before him, its aura far stronger up close. It covered the entire opening, an enormous guardian standing between the outside world and the unknown below. Beside it, Wang Lin seemed like nothing. An ant, a passing speck. But then, a thought appeared in his mind. He raised his right hand. With a casual motion, he concealed himself. Moments later, the plant stirred. A faint, ghostly light emerged from within. From it, a 5-leaf shaman stepped out. He transformed into a black cloud and disappeared into the distance. Only then, Wang Lin revealed himself again. His eyes gleamed. He pointed forward. A strand of spiritual energy shot toward the plant. The instant it made contact, the plant collapsed into countless golden specks. Wang Lin's lips curved slightly. Interesting. He reached into his storage bag. A wooden carving appeared in his hand. Holding it tightly, he spoke a single word. Convert. The carving trembled. Green light poured out. It twisted, expanded, and formed a figure. An exact replica of Wang Lin. This was a technique exclusive to soul transformation cultivators. To create an avatar from an object, without hesitation, the avatar charged forward, toward the massive plant. Wang Lin watched closely. The moment the avatar approached, the plant reacted. Black tattoos hidden within its branches began to flicker. Once, then they transformed into threads. Sharp, deadly, unavoidable. They pierced the avatar instantly. Its eyes dimmed. Its form collapsed, returning to nothing more than a wooden carving, falling lifeless to the ground. Wang Lin's gaze sharpened. So that's why. His thoughts moved quickly. No wonder the clan had left this place so lightly guarded. With such a defense, no ordinary cultivator could enter. He remained silent for a moment. Then, another idea surfaced. His hand moved again. From his storage bag, a golden soul flag appeared. Not the 1 billion soul flag, but the one containing the Qilin. He possessed 3 in total, the immense 1 billion soul flag, the Qilin-based 1,000 soul flag, and a simpler one of his own making. With a flick of his wrist, the flag waved. A soul fragment from the core formation stage flew out. It drifted forward. Toward the plant, Wang Lin's eyes did not blink. He observed carefully. The fragment passed through, without resistance. No tattoos appeared. No reaction. Nothing. His eyes lit up. He released more fragments, one after another. All of them passed through freely. Understanding dawned. It blocks spiritual energy, blocks physical constructs. His voice was low, filled with intrigue, but allows souls to pass. A faint smile appeared. This plant is truly remarkable. Without hesitation, he waved the flag again. More than 200 soul fragments emerged, along with the Qilin soul. At his command, they gathered, wrapping around him, forming armor, a layer of soul fragments surrounding his body. The Qilin soul transformed into a glowing tattoo upon his face. Golden light pulsed. Then, Wang Lin moved. Without hesitation, he entered the plant. A chill swept across his body as he passed through. And on the other side, a new world unfolded. Inside, everything shimmered with light. Black gas rose endlessly from the immortal graveyard below. The plant absorbed it. Silence filled the space. Looking upward, Wang Lin saw golden light stretching endlessly, branch after branch, each containing cave-like structures. There was no visible end. Looking down, he saw the entrance, a dark abyss, black gas rising from below like the breath of something ancient. He did not hesitate. He descended. Wind roared past his ears as he dropped. The moment he reached the first layer, he vanished. His cultivation had advanced. His divine sense had expanded. His teleportation had grown stronger. With a single movement, he reached the entrance of the second layer. Scanning the first, he found only a few shamans, all weak, 3-leaf stage, not worth stopping for. He continued. The second layer passed instantly. Then, the third, the place where he had once waited for the reincarnation fruit. Now, empty, the tree was gone. Only a hollow remained, a silent reminder of what once existed. Without lingering, he disappeared again, reappearing before the fourth layer. But this time, his expression changed, slightly. He hid himself immediately. Moments later, something approached, a massive face closing in. Then it transformed into a 6-leaf shaman, a middle-aged man. His body covered in tattoos. Behind him, more than a dozen cultivators, eyes dull, like puppets. Without pause, the shaman entered the fourth layer. The cultivators followed. Wang Lin's eyes flashed. He moved silently, following behind them, entering as well. The fourth layer was brighter, more illuminated than the others. The 6-leaf shaman transformed again, into a giant face. He gathered all the cultivators, including Wang Lin, and carried them forward. Speed surged. Time passed. Roughly 1 incense stick. Then they arrived at the center. There stood a tree, about 1 person thick, 30 feet tall. But it was not normal. There were no branches. Instead, a circular light floated above it. Within that light, a naked old man hovered. A hole the size of a fist pierced his chest. His body covered in tattoos. On his forehead, an 8-leaf plant flickered slowly. Above his head, another tattoo floated, ancient, complex, so intricate that a single glance caused dizziness. Below the tree, more than a dozen 6-leaf shamans stood, silent, still. Behind each of them, more than 10 cultivators waited. Not a single word was spoken. The air itself felt heavy, as if something ancient was about to awaken. Before the tree could complete its silent feast, before life could be drained and reborn into something far more sinister, a shadow had already arrived. Wang Lin stood unseen, hidden between breaths, concealed between the folds of space itself. The 6-leaf shaman he had been trailing returned to human form the moment he arrived, unaware that death had followed him here. At that very instant, Wang Lin withdrew his presence completely, vanishing like mist before the sun. With his current cultivation, no one present could detect him. No one. Except perhaps the one seated high upon the ancient tree. His gaze lifted slightly. The 8-leaf shaman. At a single glance, Wang Lin saw through everything. The man was grievously wounded. His vitality was dim, his aura unstable, like a flickering flame on the verge of extinction. Yet even in such a state, he remained dangerous. And then, the ritual began. All the shamans surrounding the towering reincarnation tree lowered themselves into lotus position. Their voices rose together, weaving an ancient and complicated chant that seemed to echo from the depths of forgotten eras. The air trembled. Symbols, tattoos began to form before each of them. They hovered. They pulsed, alive. Behind them, the cultivators stepped forward, one by one, silently, without resistance. Nearly 100 gathered beneath the tree and sat down. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed slightly. Core formation, every single one of them. Uniform, controlled, prepared for sacrifice. The moment they settled, the 6-leaf shamans erupted in a unified roar. It was not a human sound. It was something older, something distorted. And at that signal, the floating tattoos surged forward like unleashed beasts. Streaking toward the reincarnation tree, they vanished into its trunk in an instant. And then, the tree moved. It trembled violently. Branches began to grow. No, not grow. They writhed, twisting, stretching, slithering like serpents awakening from a long slumber. In mere breaths, countless soft branches extended outward and coiled around the seated cultivators, wrapped them, lifted them, suspended them in the air like offerings. Wang Lin watched in silence. This scene, it was unnatural. The tree pulsed as though it possessed a heartbeat. Alive. He is healing. Wang Lin murmured inwardly, his eyes flashing with realization. More tattoos appeared, a sudden flash, and the cultivators began to tremble violently. Their bodies convulsed, their flesh withered, their vitality drained. Nutrients were stripped away. Spiritual energy burst forth from them uncontrollably, surging into the branches like wild, untamed horses. Everything they had, essence, energy, life, was devoured, and the tree transformed it, converted it, into something deeper, something ancient, That energy flowed into the 8-leaf shaman. His wound slowly began to close. His aura steadily recovered. Wang Lin's gaze turned cold. No hesitation. No doubt. He moved. Like lightning splitting the heavens, he vanished from where he stood, and in the next instant, he appeared beside the 8-leaf shaman. His palm descended. A streak of milky white light erupted from his hand. Celestial spiritual energy. He had made his choice. And once Wang Lin chose to act, there would be no mercy. Only death. The 8-leaf shaman's eyes snapped open. Fear. Pure, unfiltered terror. Wang Lin's palm slammed into the protective light. An explosion shook the entire 4th layer. The impact roared like thunder, sending waves of destructive force outward. The surrounding 6-leaf shamans were blasted away. More than 1,000 feet. Blood erupted from their mouths. The tattoos on their bodies flickered wildly, unstable, on the verge of collapse. One misstep, and they would die. "Soul transformation cultivator!" one of them screamed, his voice filled with horror. The moment those words rang out, panic spread. All of them fled. Because they understood, against such a being, they had no chance. That single strike had carried power rivaling the original body of Wang Lin, a 3-star ancient god, not through brute strength, but through celestial spiritual energy. That was the true reason. That was why soul transformation cultivators stood above others, why they were revered, why they were feared. The protective light shattered. The 8-leaf shaman coughed blood violently. Above his head, an ancient tattoo descended. It released a powerful force, colliding with Wang Lin's attack. For a fraction of a breath, Wang Lin's palm slowed. And in that fleeting moment, the 8-leaf shaman roared. He retreated, fled like a falling star. "You can't escape." Wang Lin's voice was cold, absolute. His hand shifted and pressed down upon the reincarnation tree. Celestial energy surged into it. Cracks spread. Explosions followed. The entire tree shattered. Branches snapped. Disintegrated, the cultivators fell from the air. As they hit the ground, clarity returned to their eyes. Confusion vanished. "Leave this place." Wang Lin spoke only those words. Then he moved, chasing, relentless. His hand struck his storage bag, and the mosquito beast appeared. It roared. Its body transformed into a streak of black light. Without command, it understood. It hunted. It struck. Its proboscis pierced through a fleeing 6-leaf shaman's skull. A scream. Then silence. The body withered instantly, drained, reduced to a hollow shell of bone. The corpse was cast aside, and the beast continued. None could outrun it. Behind them, the surviving core formation cultivators rose to their feet. One of them stared at Wang Lin, recognition exploding across his face. "Founder!" Wang Lin glanced back briefly, unfamiliar, irrelevant. He did not stop. All of this had taken mere seconds. Ahead, the 8-leaf shaman fled desperately, his face pale, his breath ragged, his mind racing. He had once stood high within the forsaken immortal clan, a figure of authority, a harbinger of death. Countless cultivators had fallen to him, but now he was prey. A month ago, he had been gravely wounded by a late-stage soul transformation cultivator, barely escaping death. And now, another had appeared. If I can reach the 11th floor, I'll live. His thoughts burned with desperation. The third ancestor will save me. He sped toward the exit. Behind him, Wang Lin closed in, his expression icy. His hand reached into his storage bag and drew forth the celestial sword. He inhaled slowly, then poured celestial energy into it. "Accept your death." His voice was calm, but it carried finality. The sword ignited with blinding white light. He raised it and slashed. The entire 4th layer was illuminated. A torrent of sword energy surged forward. The 8-leaf shaman's expression changed drastically. Even without turning, he felt it, death, closing in. If he were uninjured, he could have resisted, but now he had nothing left. He roared bitterly, turned. Madness filled his eyes. His palm struck his own forehead. Ancestral tattoo! The ancient symbol reappeared. Complex, primordial, it stood before him and met the incoming strike. Wang Lin halted 1,000 feet away. And then, collision! Boom! A towering shockwave surged outward, 30 feet high. The ground itself was shaved down. The tattoo, cracked, shattered. The 8-leaf shaman's eyes dimmed. Life drained away, blood poured from his chest. Yet even as death claimed him, he glared at Wang Lin, vicious, unyielding. "Who are you?" Wang Lin stepped forward. "I won't tell you." He appeared beside him. Formed a seal, placed a restriction, and with a single motion, the sword fell, the head separated. The body collapsed. Wang Lin pointed toward the severed head. He waited, then frowned. No soul? At the moment of decapitation, he had already used the soul refining sect technique. The soul should have remained, but nothing. He studied the skull, then summoned ghostly fire. Flames wrapped around it, refining, burning. Yet, it did not melt. Instead, a broken black symbol revealed itself, engraved deep within, the same as the ancestral tattoo. Wang Lin's eyes flickered. After a moment, he stored the skull away and departed. As he flew, sonic booms approached. The mosquito beast returned. Blood stained its mouth. Satisfaction gleamed in its eyes. Wang Lin put it away, then scanned the fourth layer once more. No more reincarnation trees, nothing left. Without pause, he stepped forward and entered the fifth layer. The hunt was not over.